Hello. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Money and Finance, CEO's Roundtable discussion. This is our third Money and Finance. Comes at a very important time. Today we want to review what has happened in Q1 2009 in our belief that this quarter is the critical quarter that will determine what is going to happen for the rest of the year. Now, we had a very successful conference in November. Lars was here with us back then. We had 32 speakers, and it was at the time when the financial crisis hit. And it was quite interesting to see how confused everybody was back in November to understanding how we're going to survive this global financial crisis. It surprises me more that almost 4 months later, we are just as confused as we were back in November. But I've been pondering this, and I want to share with you before we start this conference a couple of thoughts that I've been having over the past 4 months, specifically regarding free market economics and the capital market system and the whole concept of globalization. A lot of people said that this is a clear sign of the failure of capitalism, that the system has broken down and we will never see what we have seen in the 90s in the era of globalization. I think that it's a shame to think that, because I believe the capitalistic system is a pretty strong system. It still works. The problem wasn't with the system. The problem was with the people. Because every day since the financial crisis hit, we have seen examples of companies and managers, and I'm not specifically talking about fund managers, investment banking, or anything to that extent. It was just across the board. There was a great deal of corruption when it came to dealing with transactions and money, and the examples are there. Madoff is a character that broke down the whole concept of regulation, the whole concept of corporate governance and transparency, and I think that's what needs to change. Government intervention was always there, but as a regulator. Today we're seeing that role move a little bit into something that is more of an ownership of these companies. They have people sitting on the boards now. They are reviewing what these companies are doing. Whether this is correct or wrong, that's what we're going to find out in the next couple of months. But again, the system did not fail because the system itself is bad, but the system failed because the people that were managing this system were actually bad. So maybe the world has now reset itself, the financial markets, the restructuring of economics around the world. The system has reset itself, it has rebooted itself, and I think it's a beginning of a new start for a lot of people, and I think it will be where Andy Broder, my dear friend, always says, where there is crisis, there's opportunity, and we are very optimistic that once the smoke clears, we'll be able to see what's going to happen in the next couple of years. Now, I'm not an expert on these things, so what I will do is I will leave the experts to give us an overview of what has happened in Q1 and an outlook of what we expect to happen in the coming months. We're very much anticipating the G20 meeting in April. I hope they have something that will give us a bit of a conclusion, a little bit more than Davos did. Without further ado, I would like to introduce for the second time with us here at Money and Finance, Mr. Lars Kalbreier, who is the head of the Global Equities and Alternative Research at Credit Suisse. Lars, please.
Well, thank you very much for that introduction. It is a pleasure to be back in Egypt. Last time when